If you play modded Minecraft, there's a pretty good chance you know about the Create mod. Over the course of the mod's life, it has quickly become a staple of many people's modded playthroughs, making its way into countless mod packs. I know for me, anytime I play modded Minecraft, it is one of, if not the first thing that I put into the mods folder. But with the mod's pretty quick rise to fame, it begs the question, what sets Create apart from other mods? What makes Create so special? Over the years, there have been tons of big mods that have influenced the Minecraft community, starting back in the mid-2010s with Lucky Block videos, Orespawn, Galacticraft, and the Twilight Forest, to name a few. All of these mods had huge followings and a really big impact on the modded community, even having entire YouTube series revolving around them. As popular as these mods were, time was not as kind to them, with some of the mods never getting updated to the newer versions, and even those that have been continuously updated beginning to feel stale over time. But this is where I think Create stands out compared to those other mods. I think Create will stand the test of time. I'd even go as far as to say that Create is the best Minecraft mod ever made. On March 19th, 2020, a small YouTube channel by the name of SeeMeCats released a video to show off their newest mod that was in active development. Simply titled, "This is Create," the video showed off all of the new features that this mod would have to offer. I distinctly remember seeing this video for the first time and genuinely thinking it wasn't real. I thought it was one of those weird 3D renders that people started making, and when I found out it was real, I was absolutely blown away. I had never seen anything like it before, and I was immediately excited for this mod to fully release. But this wasn't something only felt by me. The beta versions of the mod that released alone currently have over 600,000 downloads. When the mod officially released in September of 2020, this trend of growing popularity continued, with each new version of the mod bringing in hundreds of thousands of new downloads. Over the mod's almost 3-year life now, it has accumulated over 46 million downloads across 9 different versions of the game and made its way into over 10,000 published mod packs. Now, claiming a mod to be the best ever made, especially with tens of thousands of mods to choose from, is a pretty bold statement. Over the years, I've played my fair share of modded Minecraft, having no doubt played with over 1,000 different mods. But every time someone does bring up modded Minecraft, my brain immediately thinks of the Create mod. Something about it makes it so memorable, and I think it all really comes down to a few things. Minecraft is a game all about creativity. The base game is purposefully designed to be relatively easy to allow the player the freedom to do whatever they want in their world. And while Minecraft does technically have an end goal, most people play for hours past killing the Ender Dragon, using their world's resources to do whatever they can imagine. A great example of this is Hermitcraft. I've been watching a few of their members play for over 3 years now, and I have not once seen any of them go to the end and kill the dragon. They make their own fun using every possible block, mechanic, and weird exploit to play in a single world with each other for multiple years at a time. While they do use mods to enhance the game's performance and maybe add a custom model here and there, the playthroughs are pretty much purely vanilla. When you do introduce mods into the mix, new goals come up in your playthrough, whether it be going through a new boss progression or discovering every new biome that a mod has to offer. While this new content is great for extending the length of your playthrough, many times these mods have a linear set of events that branch off of the progression of the vanilla game. Create takes a different approach. The mod gives you a wide selection of different machine parts, each having unique properties and mechanics that are all cool on their own, but when used together, can allow you to build up some absolutely incredible contraptions. The modularity of the pieces allow for pretty much endless possibilities. An example I really like to use is a tree farm. If you've ever built one of these in the vanilla game, you know how much of a hassle it can be and how overly complicated the machine is for what you get out of it. With Create, you're given the mechanical saw, a special block that will chop down an entire tree when coming into contact with it. And it's not like you're limited to one farm design either. As long as you can find a way for the saw to touch the tree, the possibilities of what you can do are pretty much infinite. I feel that another place that Create really shines is its vanilla-friendly approach to expanding upon what a farm might look like in the game. With a lot of vanilla farms and contraptions, they specialize in the creation of one specific thing, and the things you can farm do come with some limitations, the biggest one coming to mind being crafting. If you make something like a gold farm and you're looking for gold ingots rather than nuggets, you need to spend a lot of time manually crafting those nuggets into ingots. With Create, the mod introduces the Mechanical Crafter, which is honestly my personal favorite implementation of auto crafting I've ever seen into a Minecraft mod. It makes it so you have to physically build out your recipes rather than having some single block with a programmed recipe do it for you. This follows along perfectly with Minecraft's one block at a time principle, and it's something that I absolutely love seeing taken into consideration when making the mod. Another thing that I love about Create is the way that it goes about power generation. Unlike a lot of other mods, Create gives the player a lot of freedom when it comes to how their power generators look. As a comparison, let's take a look at the Mechanism Wind Generator. In terms of Minecraft, it looks pretty fancy, but you're stuck with the one design. Now let's take a look at a Create windmill. Or how about this one? Or maybe even this one? Each windmill can be designed to fit with whatever style you're building in, along with actually becoming more effective the more blocks you add onto it. It's these little bits of customization that really give people the power to let their creativity flow, and the fact that this mechanic relies on basic vanilla stuff like the size of the build really shows how the mod isn't afraid to incorporate the vanilla game into its experience. I barely scratched the surface of the things that you can do with this mod, but I want to move on to my other reason to why I think that Create is so amazing, and that is the mod's style. When it comes to designing the look of a mod, a lot of the time, the developers and artists will choose to have the mod go with its own distinct style that separates itself from the vanilla game, and a lot of the time, this looks great. I personally think that Immersive Engineering, another technology-based mod, is one of the coolest mods out there solely because of how interesting and distinct its visual style is. When it comes to Create, the developers go with what feels like the complete opposite side of this spectrum. Most of the textures within the mod feel like they fit absolutely perfectly within the vanilla game, and I think this really helps with keeping the mod as immersive and engaging as it is. Even though a lot of the blocks introduced do have their own custom models, these models are simple enough that it could be seen as something that Mojang themselves would design and add to the game. And yes, I know, the mod does contain a lot of animations for these blocks that may feel as if they stray a bit from the vanilla style, but with the more recent updates to the game, we've seen some more interesting and distinct animations added for new mobs or blocks to help give them more character, so seeing the mod's animations isn't something that's too far out of the question. I also think that the smooth animation style the mod has is another thing that makes it so appealing. A big part of the mod's development was aiming to make automation not only better from a productivity standpoint, but visually as well. A lot of farms in Minecraft have an issue where they can end up not looking too great and require a lot of effort just to make them look even presentable. Create style is purposefully designed to make it so that no matter what you build, it will more than likely be cool to look at. Even something as simple as just transporting items around can look cool. You've got conveyor belts, you've got chutes, you've got fans, and ways to even launch your items through the air. That's not even every single way to move things around, which is a true testament to how Create doesn't lock you down to doing things in one specific way. At this point, there's not really much else I can say about this mod. I mean, I could gush about how creative half of the features are for hours, but in terms of the mod's basic ideas, I pretty much covered everything I think makes this mod so great. Mods centered around automation in one form or another are nothing new. The concept has been around since the beginning of the modded community. But with mods like Create, I think it's really cool seeing developers take that concept and spin it into something new, something we haven't seen before. It takes a lot of work to make a mod, let alone one that people find interesting, and I think that the Create team absolutely nailed it.